Once again, my name is Dr. Kitiana Lowe. I'm the Director of Program and Events here at WBEC ORV, and we are here for our newly certified WBE onboarding. So I'm sure that many of you are new WBEs or fairly new WBEs. So first, we want to say welcome and congratulations for joining the best organization ever and the best RPO out of the 14 RPOs that we have. I'm going to start just by kind of introducing the team. So you'll be able to put faces with names the next time you see them. So of course, we have our fearless leader, President and CEO, Lenise Smith, our Chief Operations Officer, Dr. Frederica Singletary, our fractional CFO is Jackie Jordan, and our fractional CMO is Stephen Easley. And then we also have our Senior Director of Marketing and Communications and Business Development, who's Courtney Martin. And then I'm sure you're familiar with our certification team. We've got the Director of Certification and Outreach, Colleen Rudisil, and the Certification Manager, Robbie Moore. And then our Director of Corporate Relations, who's a consultant, is Byron Stallworth. And then we also have our Administrative Assistant, who is Morgan McDonald. So we are a mighty but lean team who work diligently to help through your certification process and all of the programs and events that we put together, and really just working to help you to best leverage all of the tools that we have to offer and be able to be productive in your business. So next, I would like to introduce our presenter today, who is Angela Morrow, and she is the president of LubriSource. She is also our chair of our forum committee and our ORV extraordinaire. She's always willing to jump in and help out. So we appreciate Angela for being with us today.
Thank you, Dr. K. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. I mean, honestly, let's just spend some time together here. I'm happy to go through this information, but tell me a little bit about yourself and your company.
I am Valerie Mayfield, and I am the Supply Diversity Supervisor for Sinclair Community College in our purchasing area. So I just met with Byron and John on Monday. We are really, I rode in with Dennis Duncan used to be our person, and so I replaced him. So I am novice to all.
You're getting familiar. Great.
WBENC. So I'm getting started trying to learn as much, and Byron suggested that I should come and be a part of this process.
Nice to meet you, Valerie.
Thank you.
Becky, not to put you on the spot, but since we have a small group here, can you share with us who you are, your name and your company? And oh, you're on mute.
Thank you. I apologize for being late. I couldn't link in. But anyway, so happy to be here. My name is Becky Atchison, and my company is called TransConnect. And through TransConnect, I provide human resources support services outsourced for small to medium-sized businesses. I also do training and professional development, as well as my industry experience is logistics. So I have logistics experience also. So between HR and training and development and logistics, that's what makes up TransConnect, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Wow, great. Congratulations on your certification.
Thank you.
We're very happy that you're here with us. And Valerie, thank you for joining. Getting certified is a great accomplishment. So again, congratulations. And we're here to go through information that will help you get connected within the network, build more relationships, and gain all the value that you can out of that certification. So we'll go ahead and I'll just introduce myself again. My name's Angela Morrow, president of LubriSource, located in Middletown, Ohio. And we do automated lubrication systems for in-plant. Okay. So big picture, there's going to be 3 parts that we'll cover today. One will be WBENC overview. So we've talked a little bit about WBEC ORV, Ohio River Valley, which is our RPO. But then you have the overarching WBENC. So we'll go through that, talk about the network, And then we're going to talk about the core certification, your opportunities, resources, and engagement. So about WBENC on a national scale, we have over 20,000 certified WBEs, which is really impressive. That means 51% woman-owned and operated businesses, which all of us have the opportunity to engage, learn from, network with, provide services to, and receive services from. We have 550 corporate members, which is a very strong network there. Corporate members do a lot of wonderful things, providing scholarships, providing educational opportunities, providing growth in executive programs. You'll see that, but also providing opportunities for business too. We have 14 regional partner organizations. So if you think about that, there are 14 other there's 13 other RPOs like ORV, Ohio River Valley. They're putting on programming. It's a smaller way of getting connected with local WBEs because, you know, it can be a little daunting, but one national partner organization, WBENC. Go to the next one. So who are all the RPOs? You can see this broken out. It's also on the WBENC website. So you can see where we are, WBEC ORV. We're really close with the GL, Great Lakes, WBC. But there's programming and things that are going through all of these RPOs. And something, you know, through COVID that we all started to do is we all started to get on other RPOs websites, see if there might be a webinar we'd want to join there. You know, you're welcome to do that. We have a lot of people from other RPOs join WBEC ORV programs because we have very strong programming locally, but also our Catch the Wave is pretty phenomenal. And we really have a strong community locally where people feel a part of supporting one another. And I have several WBE friends from Indiana that I met through Catch the Wave, and they just come over and they participate in more of our programming than others. But there's freedom, there's opportunity. You can choose, but there's a lot of great programming going on across the board. So here's their websites that you can check out. I take it everybody gets this, Dr. K, after the, yeah. So he'll have the links in those. So feel free to check those out. One thing that's really important is branding. So now that you're certified, you are allowed to use the WBENC brand, and there are brand guidelines. There's no one really out there policing this. I think it's just really do the best that you can do and honor it and honor it. But when you go into the web link 2.0 where you did your certification, that's where you'll find all the logos and everything that you're allowed and now have the opportunity to use. And Valerie, I'm not sure about from a corporate standpoint, once you guys sign up, what logos and things you're granted at that point in time. I don't have that insight, but that might be something to check out.
Yeah, if I can just add a quick plug, Valerie. So there's actually going to be a call on the 29th for corporate onboarding. And I'll drop the link for you. I'll make sure I just send a message to Courtney. So Courtney or Byron will probably send you an email as well, but I'll drop directly in the link for you. So that way you can attend that, because that's going to be everything, all things corporate, whereas today is all things WBE.
Okay. Yeah. And so for me, from my perspective, I'm just learning all about WBE, WBENC completely, because we're doing developing the diversity program and getting our network so we can have people who does business with Sinclair Community College and have that network. So understanding the dynamics of what you all offer, and we're we're regional. I think we're a part of the regional group, and we were meeting with Byron talking about how the national might be beneficial for us as well.
Okay.
So we're on the fence on whether or not we're going to do that, but right now we renewed our relationship with OBR. So
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're just here to learn about what our WBEs are learning. So that's awesome.
yes,
Hey, Sandra.
exactly.
Perfect. Angela, I'll give it back to you.
Yeah, thank you. So primarily on websites for services, solutions, you'll use the certified WBENC logo there. The bottom one, woman owned, is more for products. So I love going into the grocery store. I take my girls, let's go find the woman owned, logo. It's really fun. So anyway, and I'm looking forward to maybe Kroger will put that on their Kroger click list stuff too. It would be good. So one is the WBE seal. I was incorrect. I should not say logo. You're allowed to put the WBE seal as a certified WBENC on your website, on your capability statement, etc. Woman-owned logo is for products. This gives you an idea, which I love that they've done this, of how to place the WBE seal. The other one gives you examples of how to do the woman-owned logo and what's appropriate there. How do we talk about WBENC certification? So it's WBENC, WBENC certified. WBEs, oh, that apostrophe S. I'm going to say I'm guilty as charged there. WBENC certification, WBE seal, WBE owned logo, and refer to the business as certified. So, I've not seen this before, but I think it's a good call out. They're wanting us to know, how to communicate within our industries, so that as we're continuing to build those relationships, that helps them, other people, our customers understand. When you went through the WBENC 2.0, you chose to be WBENC certified, but you can also be WBE certified, woman-owned small business. Becky and Sandra, did you do WBE too?
I believe so, yes.
Good morning. Sorry for my delay. I was struggling trying to get in, but no, I did not.
Okay. So I'm going to put my email address in the chat if either of you want to talk about WBE a little bit. I had someone help me get through the WBE piece. I'm more than happy to. I don't know. Can you put that in there, Dr. K? I can't see with presenting. Thank you. But welcome to reach out to me.
Can I
So
ask a question, Angela?
Sure.
Can you go back to your slide with the WBE and the WBEs? And so since I'm a novice on that, the distinction of the two, the WBE, and then when you talk about WBEs, when you're talking about that, what's the distinction of the difference?
So WBENC certified, I'll start with the bottom. WBE is through sam.gov. You have to be located on sam.gov, and it helps you with government, federal, local government opportunities.
Okay.
So if you believe you're going to be doing business with state, federal, different agencies, WBE is the one, and you have to start with sam.gov and make sure you're noted all through there and have all that completed before you can be WBE certified.
Okay.
And then WBENC it's for I would say corporates, right? Anyone that's not aligned maybe to a government, state, local, federal piece.
Okay.
And I'm trying to navigate now the ODOT.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when you reach out to me.
Thank you.
Okay, next
Well,
slide.
I was trying to navigate SAM.gov yesterday, and so that whole experience was really an experience of
Yeah.
trying to find information and how to weed out and what to do and how to really log in. And so it was a really major, it was like, whoa, this is deep.
So Bill,
so
I'll give you guys this name and then we'll keep going on because we got a lot
okay,
to
I'm sorry.
cover. It's
Sorry.
okay. It's all good. It's all good. That's what this is for. His name is Billy Grill. And
Billy.
yeah, Billy Grill. And it's just one L, I think, or try two L's. He's with the Apex, APEX accelerator. So they have counselors with this accelerator that can help you navigate. He's really
Okay.
phenomenal. And he'll take you through all of that step by step. Billy Grill. Okay.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right. So even though you just got certified, you take some time to celebrate, you need to think about you're going to have to go through the recertification process. And so you'll start to get automatic notes on how, 120 days prior, really do the best that you can not to, make sure you have it all in 30 days beforehand. Because there's a certification committee that's dealing with all these other research and they have to go through everything. So if you don't want to have a delay or a lapse in your cert, really do your best to get it in 30 to 60 days. Now, I will tell you, now you've done the hard work. When you go in, if you haven't had any changes in ownership, management control, you haven't moved your offices, you haven't purchased a lot of great major assets, then you're just going to go same, sign, add your new tax forms, all that. I mean, you can get it done in 30 minutes. So you really can.
Can I also
But
add that oftentimes we'll get requests from our corporates for sourcing, can we give us give us some WBEs that are in this area or that area, or we may be looking for opportunities for our WBs to participate. And if you've lapsed, your name's not going to get pulled. So even though you may be in the process of being recertified, but because you've allowed it to lapse, then you're going to potentially miss out. So another reason to make sure that you try to keep that ball rolling and don't allow yourself to lapse.
yeah, and then you'll have a site visit every 3 years where either that'll be done virtually or, it could be that people they used to come on site and literally walk through. Mine was virtually with a laptop computer. So just be aware of that. That happens every 3 years. And then, so we are a standalone 5013C. I just go to the next one, please, Dr. K. All right, so here's also some certification process tips for annual renewal. As we just talked about, you'll get some documents, you'll get email reminders 120 days. Start your process 90 days before, and just really make sure that you get it done within 30 days beforehand. They process great, but you just want to make sure. Okay, a little bit of repeat of info. So we do have some great conferences that are coming up, ways to connect with people. So in August, we have Catch the Wave Regional Conference that provides a great networking and access to certified WBEs and corporate members. We have, anywhere from 500 to 600 people in attendance. Also, we have the ORV BDP Business Development Program. There's a class going on right now. I actually participated in it twice. I loved the content around the Kaufman Fast Track. It gave me a view holistically of a business. And also as a business owner, I came from a corporate, it's just different. So you got to think about things differently and how you manage your time and how you want things to end up. You know, working on the end in mind when you're looking at maybe selling your business, then how are you going to back into that to get what you want at that point? And I was just honestly looking at how am I going to make it through today at that point. So again, more opportunities. We have webinars that are coming up, doing business with corporates. Very interesting in how you prep for those meetings to make sure you understand your corporate client, what their needs may be, different events, professional development. Right now, we're doing the monthly, I'm sorry, can you go back real quick? Onboarding, but there will be something how to maximize your certification. And that is also led by WBEs who have a lot of wisdom, sage experience, and can show you how to leverage your certification. We have the annual Catch the Wave, and we have the Bold and Brilliant coming up, which is super fun in April. And we have something new for 2025, which is a monthly WBE Connect, where it's put on by two WBEs and it's all about networking. And there'll be one in each city, and those dates will continue to come forward. There's so many resources. There's resources on a national level that you can get to be receiving, and resources on a local level. So make sure, you know, you're just connected and on both newsletters, which we'll go to the next one. Yeah, sorry. So you're going to see all these different brands, right? All these different opportunities. So We Thrive and We Thrive Digital. That is training that is provided by WBENC National. And I did the We Thrive during the pandemic, and it really helps me to look at my branding and messaging. We Ignite would be probably one of your next ones that you would want to do after you do We Thrive. It's like or you could even do it after the BDP program that's local that you do, because then it's like, how do I make this transactional and operational in my business? All these processes I want to do and hitting my goals. If you're in the chemical industry, the energy industry, there's specific industry things there. WBENC Lift, there's a lot of great panels that have been done around financial excellence. Then we have women in pride, women of color and legacy, and the Latina groups. So there's lots of great programming and ways to build relationships and to grow professionally and personally and professionally. Like if you have a growth thing for yourself professionally, this is I think one of the best ways to go about it, because it's really affordable for WBEs and you get very high caliber training. So big thing you'll learn in the WBENC network and ORV is how do you pitch? Pitch. How do you explain your company, your value prop, etc.? Don't be surprised if sometime you're in a meeting, someone says, give me your pitch. No, they won't do that. They won't put you on the spot. But anyway, a lot of greats there. So we'll continue.
Well, before that, Valerie, you were texting me your email address is in there, and I lost that. You know.
Okay, I'll send it back to you.
And you guys mentioned that maybe there's some emails, and maybe there's the answer to my question right at the top there. The link to where you subscribe. So that was my question. So there we go. Okay.
For the newsletter. Oh, Angela, you're on mute. I will drop, so you can subscribe from our website. I'll drop the link into the chat right now. And then it should be a pop-up as soon as you go to the website, should give you the pop-up to be able to subscribe.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. And there's also a national conference that brings all the RPOs together, and that's in June this year in New Orleans. So New Orleans, you'll see that. We go ahead and go on to the next one, please. All right, so regional resources. You have a QR code there. We also have this at the end of this presentation, but this is a way to get all the upcoming events that are here regionally in our RPO. And then as Dr. K mentioned, we also have a monthly newsletter that comes out from our RPO, from our CEO and President, Lenise Smith. You'll always receive a nice, vision casting and understanding the pulse that she's seeing for our RPO. And then there's just lots of great ways to get involved. I mean, all this programming that if you weren't certified, you would not have access to. And a lot of times people are like, well, how do I get connected? How do I build these relationships? You got to show up, participate in events. So now I know Sandra, Valerie, and Becky here, and you know me. And you can see me at these events, some of these events, or we can follow up after this and connect. But getting involved and getting to know people and attending things really goes a long way. And yeah, so this I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I do. So we have a national, every year we appoint a WBE star, locally RPO. And you'll see in a couple slides, our 2024 WBE star is Barb Smith. And that was because of her great leadership within the network, but also within her industry and being engaged and giving back locally to the ORV chapter, but also within her industry. There's also for corporations based on the amount of spend, I guess you could say, that they're doing with WBEs. There are awards that way. And then Legacy of Leaders is a group of corporate members and WBEs who serve in an advisory capacity. So WBENC's been around for a very long time. And sometimes people journey on into retirement or selling their business. But if you've been an advocate, a participant, a leader, an owner for a long time, you become a part of the Legacy of Leaders group. So again, our trailblazer for 2024 was Sheila A. Mixon, who is the president and CEO of Sash Effect. She also used to be the CEO and president of our RPO. And she's retired now for 3 years. Lenise has been leading our RPO for 3 years. And there's also the WBENC Forum, as Dr. K noted. I'm chair of our WBENC Forum, and that's for local WBEs that are very active in the network, but we represent our network nationally through other committees. And then we have our WBE star, Barb Smith, who's the president of Journey Steel, and you will see her quite a bit. So come to Catch the Wave, August 25th through 27th. It's a great way. There's a matchmaker there, which is Meet the Buyer. Gives you an opportunity to get to know the companies you're interested in working for, or maybe you already have a company, a client that you're working with, and they don't know that you're certified. So you can meet with their supplier diversity person there and make sure they have your certificates. So again, this is really important. So the headline is a little off, but I would say that we have a lot of committees, making WBEC ORV locally work. There's a great team, which Dr. K shared with you all, but we also have a lot of volunteers that do some heavy lifting. And I have found personally, I've built the best relationships where I've got some real women friends that I can call when something happens in my business and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not exactly sure how to navigate this, but this is where I got to know people better. So there's a committee on corporate engagement. There's a certification committee. There's a group of women that went through all your files. That is an anonymous committee, meaning no one who is on the CERT committee can tell someone else they're on the CERT committee. You have to be anonymous so that it's above but you get to know the other women there. Communications and marketing is another one, helping get the word out. Finance is another committee. Programming and events is another committee. And women of color is another committee. So if you're interested in any of these, scan this QR. You can scan it now, or you can scan it when you get the presentation. But there'll be a form for you to fill out to say which one you're interested in so they can get you connected to the right leader. But we need help, and it's a really great way. So I'm going to turn it back to Dr. K here.
Sure. So this last slide, before we open up for any questions, and first I just want to say I appreciate all of your flexibility in transitioning and pivoting, because that was crazy. But so this last slide, Angela has talked a lot about getting involved and the importance of showing up, right? Nobody knows who you are until they actually get a chance to meet you. And you all have done amazing work this far, going through the certification process and things like that. It would make absolutely no sense, and these are Dr. K's words, not ORV's words, but it's going to make absolutely no sense for you to do all that work and then nobody knows who you are, you don't leverage it, you don't utilize it. So these are some of the upcoming events that we have going on just in the next couple of months. Well, I should say just the month of February for the most part. So that onboarding session, Valerie, that's the one I was talking about on the 29th. So you want to mark your calendar for that. For all of these, as well as all of our other events, you can scan the QR code. You can also go to the ORV website that I had dropped in the chat and look at the calendar there. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and on LinkedIn. We always promote everything there as well. But coming up the beginning of the month is crafting a winning business plan. So although you all are business owners, if you do not already have a business plan, if you need to refresh your business plan, if you got something new that you want to branch into in 2025 and 2026, and you need to create a plan for that, this is a webinar that you want to be at, because we're going to have a dynamic WBE, just like you all, who is going to be teaching you all how to craft your winning business plan. And then our Doing Business series, which you'll see one of these coming up on February 12th. This is the opportunity that Angela was talking about that our corporate partners have to talk with all of you. So you'll see Doing Business with Cyber Shores coming up on the 12th. We've got Ohio Health already scheduled. Duke Energy is already scheduled. University of Kentucky is scheduled. We've got several of our corporates who are already scheduled, and it's an opportunity for you to learn who they are, what they do, why they do it. And then also, this is the system that you have to register for if you want to be able to do business with us. And this is how to navigate it. And this is who to contact if you have questions. And those are oftentimes smaller groups. So it's literally a chance for you to be kind of on a first name basis with whomever that is, kind of like how Valerie's here today. Becky, if you reached out to Valerie in a week or two and said, hey, Valerie, we met on that session, that may give you a better connection than just a cold email. So it's an opportunity for you to meet with that corporate partner and have those conversations and get questions asked. They don't go into details. Hey, I was trying to do this and I didn't get picked, and why didn't you do? We don't go into all of that, but it definitely gives you that connection and begins to build that bridge between our WBEs and our corporates. And then also the February 13th, the Women of Color Committee does a quarterly webinar for women of color on why should people get certified. So this is an opportunity for non-certified WBEs who are women of color to be able to come and participate in a webinar to learn about the value of the WBENC certification. And then February 18th is developing an effective capability statement. So similarly to your business plan, but still very different. If you do not already have a capability statement, or if you know that yours needs some work, or you don't even know what a capability statement is, this is a webinar where you want to be.
Every corporate will ask for that.
I was getting ready to say that. Exactly. Every corporate is going to ask for it. Oftentimes when we have opportunities, we're going to ask for it as well. We're hoping to provide more opportunities for our WBEs to pitch to our corporates. And when you get that opportunity, the first thing we're going to look at is, do you have all your stuff together? Do you have a capability statement? So that is a free webinar that you can participate in, where the facilitator will help you learn about how to create your capability statement. And then the last thing that we have on here, of course, is the dates for Catch the Wave. Go ahead, Becky, did you have a question?
Well, I was wondering on that one, is it possible to, I don't know, in leading that webinar, is it possible to submit our capability statement to get feedback?
So you can't submit it prior to the webinar. However, the facilitator always provides her contact information, and she's always more than willing to review people's capability statements and do meetings and provide feedback.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we do that session twice a year. We'll do it in February, and then we'll do it again the latter part of the year. We've had the same facilitator for the past couple of years. And she's amazing. She's also with Apex, but she's amazing and has no problem at all taking some time out, scheduling meetings with our WBEs if they want to, and reviewing capabilities and providing feedback as well.
Awesome.
Becky, that was my question also.
Yes.
Dr. K, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
The 2 sessions that you were talking about with doing business with Cybers, Sure, and then also the women of color, is that something that I can just like attend, even though I'm not a certified WBENC or owner? So I could just get content information?
Yes, you definitely can. And also that doing business, Valerie, is also as a corporate partner. That's a session that you are able to do as well. So you'll be able to facilitate that on behalf of Sinclair College if you're interested. And if Byron and Courtney haven't already provided you with the link for that form, shoot me an email and let me know, and I can definitely get that to you. But you are more than welcome to attend. All of our webinars that we offer are open, unless it happens to say that it's WB only. Even in those cases, oftentimes our corporates for our webinars could still attend those.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
I do. Can you share a little bit about the Women of Color Committee? You know, what's their focus?
Sure. So our Women of Color Committee is a subcommittee of our programs and events. And so in addition to the why should I get certified webinars that they do 4 times a year, one of their biggest commitments is increasing and retaining our women of color. So not just African American women, but all women of color, and ensuring that that the message is consistent, that all women of color are welcomed, right? So we want to increase the number of women of color that we have that are certified with WBENC, and that's one of their commitments that they do. This year, in addition to the webinars that they're responsible for, they also will be planning our opening reception for Bold and Brilliant. So I know Angela mentioned that briefly. We actually just have locked our information in for that. So I will share with all of you information that nobody else knows. But Bold and Brilliant is our day-and-a-half seminar, I'll call it, that we do for our women, sponsored by our Women of Color Committee. It's for our women of color as well as our allies. So we always have women who are not women of color that participate as well. Angela was there last year. It is going to be April 17th and 18th in Columbus, Ohio. So go ahead and put the date on your calendar and keep an eye out on our calendar and our social media for when registration opens and things like that. But the Women of Color Committee will be planning the opening reception for that this year. And so one of their goals in 2024 was to increase the number of our Latina WBEs. And I can't remember the percentage that that their goal was, but they actually met that goal. And so each month they meet and they look at our numbers of women of color WBEs. And so we're able to see how many women, did we retain that number? Did we lose that number? Have we had significant success? It's led by Lamonda Dye, is the WBE who chairs the Woman of Color Committee. An amazing,
She's
dynamic
awesome.
woman. She's amazing. She's amazing. And one of the things that she does a couple of things. So she sends an email out to all of our women of color every single Monday with everything ORV. And that's like, she's very intentional about making sure that that all of our WBEs know what's going on in our organization. And then she's also, she has her heart's desire is to tap into some of the untapped markets. So our beauty professionals, our restaurant professionals, right? Like there are industries where we know there are a lot of women of color, but oftentimes they don't know anything about being certified, or don't know that they even could get certified, or they think it costs too much, or whatever the case may be. And so she's really looking at ways that we can expand our reach into other industries to make sure that all women are being included.
And can you give her, what was her first name again?
Lamonda, Lamonda. I'll drop her email in the chat for you.
Okay.
And Dr. K, is that something that I could get involved in?
Yes. Yep, it's for both WBEs and corporates.
Okay.
Well, before we close, I'd love to hear from Dana. Dana, we didn't get a chance to get to know you yet.
Yes, thank you so much. And I apologize for being late. I was having technical difficulties, but my name is Dana Raymond, and I am the CEO of D2C Accounting Solutions. So I'm a certified public accountant with over 20 years of experience, and I provide accounting services and financial education to small businesses. So fractional CFO services, bookkeeping, setting up your general ledger, any type of financial reporting that business owners need to learn more about.
Great. Nice to meet you, Dana, and congratulations on your certification.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you at some of the events.
Are there any other questions?
I would, no question, but I would like to take a minute to introduce myself as well.
Oh,
Yes.
Sandy, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You know, we gotta raise our hand when
Yes.
if we're not invited to.
Sandra, not Sandy, Sandra.
Yes, but anyway, thank you guys first, Angela and Dr. K, for the information. This is very helpful, you know, as a new certified business. So I appreciate the work you guys are doing and sharing this caliber of information for us. But my name is Sandra Moody Gresham. I am the owner of DeHaan Enterprises, Insurance and Financial Services, and we're located here in Columbus. Been around probably about 27 years, and it was interesting when I was going through the certification process. The interviewer was like, well, what took you so long? Why are you doing it right now? You know, that all these years I had not. But we do all lines of business. We do employee benefits. We do commercial insurance, which we're pleased and honored to be able to provide the insurance for WBENC now. Thank you for your help with that, Dr. K. And we do surety, contract, and fidelity bonds, and we do financial literacy, which leans a lot towards insurance literacy. So I am looking forward
important.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to get more engaged in the organization. And I love the idea and the potential for not just corporate opportunities, but women business, WBE to WBE as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of thoughts I just had. Like, so I just renegotiated my insurance contract. You know, I've got professional, I've got general, I've got cyber, and going through all this, and manufacturers that I work with and their requirements, and it's just like, do I have to learn the hard way, or could there be some training on this?
Yeah.
I have to learn 1 year after the other every time I go through it.
Yeah. Well, we offer those kind of training because it is a lot of different kinds of coverages depending on what you do.
Yeah.
And
I took off the terrorism coverage. I said no thank you to that. But
yeah. But
I'm paying $200 for that.
I don't need that. But it's interesting. We had we've had a session. We do many sessions on this understanding business insurance, but one participant walked out. She said, I just thought insurance was insurance. I didn't know there were 15 different types, right? I just say 15, it could be more or less, but it is I like to say, this is a product that people spend a lot of money for, very few understand it, and you don't want to learn it at claim time.
Well, it's interesting here. So we've got Sandra, Becky, and Dana. I hope you all get a chance to meet, because I could see you all doing lead referrals or sourcing from one another opportunities with each other.
We need to talk to actually both of you.
Put your information in the chat,
Dana.
because you know.
And I need to talk to you, Dana.
And I need to talk to you, because
this is awesome.
Great.
And this is why this is important.
Exactly. So like
Right.
Angela said, go ahead and drop your contact information in the chat. So then that way, you know, everyone can pull it from there, and you all can create those connections and set those times up, because that is literally what this is all about, right? Like, yes, you have the certification, and the certification is extremely important, but it is about relationship. And you never know what you don't know until you meet somebody who has a whole entire business doing that one thing. We have a certified WBE, and I don't think I actually know the person. I just have heard this story. It could be Angela. No, it's not Angela. I'm like, it could be, no, it's not Angela, but they make the bolts that hold planes together. That's not Angela.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I'm like, that's not Angela. I was thinking manufacturing in my mind. But they make the bolts that hold the planes together. And I never thought about who makes bolts for the planes that I hop on freely without thinking about it, right?
Wow.
But there's a business. There's an app for that. There's a business for everything, right? And you just don't know what you need until you know that you need it. And for those who may have missed when Angela mentioned it before, and I know that Colleen has mentioned this as well, when they go shopping, if they're trying to decide between something, they take the time to flip the package over, and they're looking to see, do they have that WBENC seal to determine that they are a certified WBE? And oftentimes they'll go with that product over anything else. Or I know that even myself, when I'm looking for, you know, I need a contractor for a different thing, the first thing I'm going to look for is, are they certified? Before I go and just, you know, go on TaskRabbit or whatever and just pick somebody. So your certification is only going to work for you as well as you put in the work for it. So jump in with both feet, get involved, attend as many webinars and in-person events as you possibly can. We do have one, it wasn't on the flyer since the flyer just talked about February, but coming up March 19th is Speak Like a Leader. And so that is actually going to be a hybrid event in person. It will be in Columbus, Ohio as well. But it's all about public speaking. So as we begin to talk about how to develop your pitch and things like that, but we're starting off with just public speaking, regardless of whether you're speaking, doing keynote, facilitating workshops and webinars, or you're just speaking to your team or having to write something down that you're going to send via email. So we're really working hard to provide you all with all of the tips and tools that you need in order to be able to be successful, not only in your business, but also as women.
Nice.
Are there any other thoughts or questions?
I had a quick question.
Yeah,
On
sure.
the renewals, is the renewal fee the same as the initial registration fee for certification? That stays the same each year? Okay.
Unless you grow.
And then
scale that business and get to a higher revenue level, it's more.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. And I think it was very helpful for you to say that most of the data that you put in, if it hasn't changed, you can kind of just keep step over that and keep moving. Which
I mean, you have to upload your tax, your taxes and things like that. And you have to recommit to some of the other, other pieces, but pretty much it's like same.
Sure. That's helpful. Because you guys know, as y'all certified anywhere else, these certifications are bare.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you again for joining. I want to thank you all for your flexibility and forgiveness in our technical difficulties that we had today. We're definitely going to, I've already sent emails out to figure out exactly what's going on. So hopefully you will not run into that in the future. Within the next couple of days, you'll receive, today's Thursday, so maybe like Monday, you'll receive a link to the recordings as well as to a PDF with the PowerPoint presentation, so that way you'll have all that to reference as well. And if you have any questions along the way, I dropped Angela's contact information in the chat. I'll be honest, I can't remember if that was this chat or the last chat. Did everybody get Angela's?
Chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did everybody
I
get
put my
Angela's
email
information?
address in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I did not get her information.
Angela, can you drop that in there? So if you have any questions and you think of anything, Angela's available. You can always reach out to myself. Colleen and Robbie are always available to ask additional questions regarding certification and things like that. And Valerie, of course, for
Oh, no,
your
I got
side.
it, Angela. I got it. I'm sorry. I got your email.
I'm gonna do it one more time because I'm almost there.
And Dr.
Gotta
Kaylin,
finish what I start.
the email you sent with the new link, everybody's email is on that too, I think.
That's true. That is
Right.
true. Because I was
Okay.
just,
Okay.
yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I did throw everybody on there because I was trying to
Yeah.
communicate all at one time. So yes,
That's
that's
great.
all there as well. So, but if you think of anything or have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out at any time. And with that, I will say have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events soon this year. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.